Look at that, Evan.
We're live. We're here. We made it.
Somehow, some way, found a way. 152, episode 152 of My Cup of Tea. Evan, how do we do it?
I don't know. We just keep on chugging. We don't stop. The content doesn't stop. I hate saying that word. But you're back. Another week. Another interesting week. I cannot wait. This is probably the most excited I've been to talk about a Daredevil episode all season.
Wow.
This is very exciting. And this is why I love talking shows with you every week, so we can track our emotional thoughts week by week. Because we were going through it last week. We were talking about a lot of the criticisms of what was happening last week and just of the season overall. I think we talked after that halfway point where they delivered like episodes 5 and 6. I'm like, okay, things are, I kind of liked episode 5 more than episode 6 because, it was more fun for me, even if it didn't have anything to do with the main plot, because the main plot up to that point wasn't as strong as I wanted it to be. And again, I keep mentioning this, but Jalen's rewatching season 3, and I'm rewatching some scenes with him, and I'm just like, man, this season is too perfect, too good. And I'm like, where is that sauce? And we saw a little bit of that sauce today or Tuesday this week with Daredevil episode 8, the penultimate episode. But yeah, we have Daredevil to talk about. We're gonna get into that very, very soon. But we have a lot of trailers to talk about. Tron ARES released a trailer. Mission Impossible's final trailer for the entire franchise dropped, which is
that's so confirmed.
Sad. I mean, it's the last big trailer. They have TV spots as we get into.
No, I mean, is it confirmed? Like this is the last movie?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, are going to go beyond a final reckoning? Is there more? Can you trust me one last time? Actually, yeah. Like, don't pull the Vin Diesel. Don't pull the Vin
back
Diesel.
in the control room while the next generation takes off.
Glenn
Powell is leading.
Yeah. Glad we had the same idea. Glenn Powell and Timothy Chalamet, the next big stars. No. Yeah, it wouldn't feel like Mission Impossible without Tom Cruise. I would be curious to see how well Mission Impossible would be received without Tom Cruise.
I know you would be day one for a spinoff of Ilsa.
Oh, I would be there day one. Would Rebecca want to do that? I don't think she's like kind of like down for that.
Maybe.
Like just reading her comments after Dead Reckoning, she was like, "Yeah, I'm filming Silo. That's my baby," and I'm like, "Okay, I get it."
That's just priorities.
What?
That's just present priorities, baby.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I think she filmed Silo season 2 and 3 back to back last year into this year. That was
how many layers she has to wear in Dune, and she'll be back.
And on top of Dune as well. So yeah, Dune, Silo. See, she has a very busy schedule, so I could see why she might have wanted to kill herself off in Dead Reckoning. I fully believe like if she wanted to stick around, then Chris would have been like Christopher McQuarrie would have been like, sure, stick around. Like, why not? You're one of our biggest stars. But that's the name of the game, baby. Anyways, Tron ARES, Mission Impossible, Predator, Killers of Killers, I think it's called.
Killer of Killers, yeah.
Phenomenal trailer. I watched half of it. I didn't watch the full trailer because I was like, I watched the other half with Nathan. Whatever.
I've only watched the Tron trailer.
Okay, cool.
Because every time a trailer drops, I keep forgetting we have a podcast.
Have you avoided the Mission Impossible one? Wow.
Somehow. I mean, barred the occasional like screenshot out of context I don't understand.
Got it. Yeah. So yeah, simple day, Daredevil day, trailer day, and then we'll leave off a little bit of news like The Last of Us, Mummy, and stuff like that. So let's dive into it. Not a lot of news, but we're gonna stick to and there was a Fantastic Four article that dropped as well. I didn't have a chance to read it.
I was reading the highlight Fantastic Four updates account.
Cool. Maybe we can go to that account. I click that account, and I didn't have time to read the full article. Usually when I'm at work, I see an article drop. I just like retweet it, put it into my bookmarks, and then I read it when I get home. But I was tired today. These kids are killing me, guys. They're killing me. Slowly but surely. It's April 10th. We get out of school May 23rd. I'm just like, I can make it. I can do this. I'm going to Japan next week.
Wow. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited. I'll pack the night before. That's how I do it.
It's the most dangerous mission.
Yeah. All I need is a phone and a phone charger, baby. I'm kidding. I need some clothes too, I guess.
Do you want to do a one last hyperspace like maybe on Sunday?
Yeah, we can do that Sunday. Probably. Are you free Sunday during the day?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Last of Us is Sunday night.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. This is going to be fun. So let's jump right into this, Nathan, Mr. Daredevil aficionado.
Me?
No, I don't know.
Is my name Trey Mitchell?
Have you read a Daredevil comic book before?
You know.
No. Aren't you the biggest Kevin Smith fan? His 1998 run, Kevin Smith.
What are comics really? I do need to read that run. I am a big Kevin.
Yeah, that was a good one. I think that was because I'm not the biggest Kevin Smith fan, but I watched some of his directorial stuff on the CW, and then I read that comic book. I'm like, okay, that was when I think 2015, whenever the show first aired, I was like, okay, season 1 ended. I'm like, give me a comic book of Daredevil. I need to read, and I follow the reading order, and that's right. Marvel Unlimited. Thank you very much. Anyways. Episode 8. There was a funny tweet on Twitter where it's like, there's never been an episode of TV where I can clearly see a difference between
when someone got fired.
Yeah, someone got fired, exactly. And I was laughing because every other scene I was telling Jalen I was watching it, I'm like, oh, thank God they did this. Oh, thank God they did this. Oh, okay, cool. We're doing this. It was very interesting. And I tweeted out, I'll be the first to admit, I didn't think the new directors, I really wish I had their names because, they've been getting a lot of praise this week. Benson and something.
Son.
Benson and Son. Something like a Better Call Saul firm or something. But they're great directors who sprinkled in some of their influence throughout the season, I think in a messy way, which I think now I can, having seen their full work, I can say, maybe they were hampered by the original storytelling, which, again, I don't think was fully bad. Episode 3 is still the second best episode of the season. And that was all old stuff. Because
5 was an enjoyable bottle episode.
5 was an enjoyable bottle episode. I agree. 3 and 5 have been my most enjoyable episodes. They say the new team did episode 1. Episode 1 isn't one of my favorite episodes. It's a solid premiere. But I think episode 2 gets a little bit better. And again, that might be old stuff as well. So it doesn't matter. Either way, old, new, the show has been a mess. Behind the scenes, directorially, editing, pacing, storytelling. The show has been, a complicated web of messiness, but still has some good bright spots. Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio's acting, etc. But the storylines this week, episode 8, great. I was finally engaged with the Fisk storyline. I'm like, wait, am I locked into a Fisk storyline today? Cool. Vanessa, her arc is completely saved. Safe.
Look at this man.
Thank God. And BB Urich, is that her name? Just BB Urich, is that her name?
Yeah.
Her storyline saved. What else?
Was it that far gone?
Adam dead. Thank God. Bullseye back, baby. And I'm the first guy to admit, I think it's hard to explain. After we did the Foggy, I was so emotionally hit, and I'm just like, just kill him off, please, for me. I need him dead. But he's such a great character. Wilson Benthal. He's so good as Bullseye. He really embodies the craziness of the character, and I think the director did a good job, visually showcasing that, craziness. Via a lot of the close-up shots, a lot of the background shots with him, the blue textures, really good. I really loved it. What else? And the whole last act was just phenomenal pacing, editing, storytelling, all in one location. It was just a great, thrilling conclusion to this great episode. Similar weaknesses out the way. It's just like Cherry isn't really bringing much to the table. Kirsten, whatever her name is, the lawyer can't get out of the lawyer room.
That's so weird.
It's so weird. Walk outside, get a coffee. Who are you outside of the law firm? I don't know who you are. It's disappointing because I think she's a really good actor.
You would think she's a new addition, but like, I don't think so.
Is she not? What are you talking about?
I meant like new from the old team. It's confusing.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's just weird. It's like, man, I don't know what we're doing here. So Cherry, Kristen, and then guys.
Hey now,
guys.
Hold on.
You're an all-star. Michelle. She's really bad, guys.
This one's Michelle.
The girlfriend, I think that
I thought her name was Heather. I don't know the name.
Is it Heather?
Isn't it Heather?
Michelle. I keep saying
Who's
Michelle. I thought
Obama?
Heather... Yes. Who the F is his girlfriend? I keep saying Michelle. It might be Heather.
Pretty sure it's Heather. Michelle.
Matt girlfriend. Born again. I don't know.
Born again, Heather.
It is Heather Glenn. Who the fuck is Michelle?
Obama.
Michelle Obama. You know, read her book, guys.
iCarly star Michelle
Obama. Well, I put in my Twitter thread Michelle, and people liked it, so they didn't fucking tell me.
They don't know.
They don't know. Hey, nobody knows that's a problem. They don't know her name because
I knew.
You did.
I'm notorious for not knowing names.
Daredevil fishing out on Nathan Ross.
Look, if she's pretty.
She's pretty, yeah. Man, she took the total opposite direction I thought she was going to take after her attack last week, where she got attacked. And I'm like, there's two compelling stuff here. She shot Heather Matt. It's very CW level in a not a good way, because CW has some good romances. They really do. You know, Iris and Barry could have been done better. Oliver and
it depends on the writing at the time.
Depends on the writing at the time. It was episode by episode for them.
So I was saying, I'm almost done with Superman and Lois. The consistency of that relationship is phenomenal.
I hear that's really good. I'm a huge 100 fan, and early 100 had some good romances. Not later 100, but yeah. You know, Oliver and Felicity, I was fully on board like season 1 and season 2. Very adorable relationship. Like season 3 onward, it was just like, oh, this relationship is not good. But anyways, yeah, Heather, not good. After last week, I was like, okay, maybe she's going to take the stance of like, I shot Bullseye, not the cops. Why are they taking credit for it? Is that brought up at all? No, it's not. Which is very weird for me. In fact, she's not bringing up that like Fisk is using. I think Matt even mentions like he's just using you as like, you know, just to showcase like how the cop saved you.
Oh shit. My light. Oh no. Well, my computer's fine. So what the fuck?
Fine. Maybe your light bulb went out.
Yeah.
I'll keep on talking. But
from the depths.
What was who's the only one there? Is Nosferatu in the room?
Nosferatu, yeah.
I'll keep it going. But yeah, what was I gonna say? So yeah, she doesn't talk about how the cops basically took credit for her kill. She knew what happened there. And then she's like comparing Daredevil to Muse, which is an interesting take. My brother mentioned how, you know, maybe she's so traumatized by the attack that maybe she's just comparing, you know, Muse has such a feeling of vigilante danger. And even though Daredevil saved her, Daredevil's also in that same line of like, well, or she's like, I saved myself, not Daredevil, because she's the one who killed Muse. So maybe she's not thinking Daredevil took full credit for that, even though he kind of did.
In fairness, she doesn't have like nobody really knows who Daredevil is as a person in the world. So you know, it's fair to have a not clear view of full intent of a vigilante. So that's I get it.
That's completely fair. But it's just like if I'm getting attacked by a serial killer who has a knife to my throat or whatever, somebody crashes through the window, says it'll be all right, I'm here, and then proceeds to help beat that guy up.
And I don't know if it was proven that Dex was. I mean, we know Dex was pretending to be Daredevil for a second in season 3. I don't know if the city knows that. But if they do, then Daredevil has a good track record.
They have to know that. They have to know. That was Daredevil. Wasn't she anti-vigilante before? Was she?
I think she was pretty I think she was starting to make a case for. She wanted to interview them. Wanted to interview fucking Frank. But it didn't go anywhere, right? It didn't have a chance.
I forget. Maybe I'd be right, Draven. But the biggest part for me is that the biggest sticking point is her stance on Fisk. And we've been talking about this throughout the entire series. The series has been trying to develop this dichotomy in terms of how people perceive Fisk. There's the younger people like Daniel, which I think is a good character to showcase how a younger generation views Fisk, while the older generation, the commissioner, and his group of cops who have seen what Fisk has done. He watched Netflix Daredevil season 1 through 3. He's like, yeah, this guy is not a good. He's a crook. Other people on the streets realize, hey, we saw BB Uric clips throughout the season being like, this guy's a crook.
I like that stuff.
And other instances of BB Uric clips showcasing hey, he's a crook, but hey, he's doing good things or whatever. So it is mixed out there in the streets. But for a person like Heather, who was, being a therapist, whatever it's called, to Fisk and Vanessa, there was an episode where she thought Vanessa was fearful of her life. And she said, hey, can I talk to you real quick, Vanessa? She was worried. Why? Because she thought Fisk was a bad guy. I think that was my interpretation. Are you okay in the relationship? Are you in danger? To jump to this, where Fisk is inviting her dinner and she's no qualms about it. I'm like, is this the same Heather? What's going on here? Weren't you afraid of Fisk?
Is it a scroll?
Wow. Weren't you afraid of Fisk? And Matt's just saying hey, isn't it kind of sus? How does he know that I live here? She's just not buying it. And then what killed me, I was laughing so hard at the end of the episode where she's talking to Fisk or talking to somebody where he's like, he's not giving me enough evidence about you're not giving me enough reasons, Matt. Not enough reasons. I'm like, are you? I'm gonna rip her hair out. There are reasons. Look me up. I put him in prison. I put him down.
I was flabbergasted whenever Matt was like, is he your client? And she was like, I can't answer that. And I was like, that's an answer. That's an immediate answer. If it's not no, then it's yes.
If I'm Matt, I would have stopped pressing and be like, okay, so anyways, your heartbeat's telling me.
His goon came to my door looking for you.
Right? My door. Shit. We haven't been together that long. What are we doing here?
That was Matt's apartment, right?
This is Matt's apartment. I'm pretty sure, guys. This is Matt's apartment. There's not a lot of sets in this show, unless I'm wrong. But yeah, so that was just baffling. And there's a slow realization towards the end of the episode. I'm just it's taking way too long for her to get you. She's a grown ass adult, and it's just Matt's not giving me enough reason not to trust Fisk, who is a notified crook. Come on, Heather, what are we doing here? But that's my only main criticism. Regardless, this episode was still probably my new favorite episode. Bullseye just brings so much, intensity to the show. Great intensity. Even though, again, I think he should be dead, his resurrection out of the prison, his escape sequence was really fun, really engaging.
I think he's a genuine superhuman now.
Yeah.
Because he shot that tooth out with the force of a bullet. I was like, oh, okay, that's that meta human. You can't just do that.
Matt gave him a weapon without realizing it.
I didn't even think about that. Of course, that's what caused it. But I thought he was just I'm more tripping away at my own tooth, which would have been equally insane. Oh
yeah. Oh, that kind of reminds me. I saw that on Twitter. That one weird theory that you saw. Somebody saying Matt planned.
Matt intentionally Matt intentionally teed up Bullseye to break out. Which I'm gonna say right now, Matt. Not obviously, Matt would never willingly put people in harm's way, especially
Bingo.
this mass murdering serial killer who can mass murder within seconds. Matt would sooner get himself locked into prison with Bullseye than have Bullseye escape, or just go visit him and, you know, like pull a season 3 prison escape. You know.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like there's no scenario where that would happen. Especially then, how do you explain Matt taking the bullet for Fist? Then he's gonna free Bullseye and then take a hit from Bullseye at the end of the episode. Like why? Like that makes no sense if your scenario is your theory there.
Yeah.
Anyways, besides somebody with the toothpick, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he is just super powered.
He's a crazy character. Yeah.
Like there's
No
Kate
vat of
Bishop doing
acid,
the
dude.
fucking coin trick, and then there's this guy who's unstoppable.
Exactly. It's just it's so much fun to see. But yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into the Vanessa storyline of this episode, for me at least, which I thought was very interesting from start to finish. Here, I've been trying to track Vanessa's arc, and you know, every episode I'm coming back to the podcast, and I'm like, what is happening here? Like, wait, is she upset? What is her thoughts? What are we doing here? Finally got some recollection here where Fisk at the beginning of the episode is kind of unloading to Vanessa emotionally and you know, just sharing his Adam stuff, explaining to her how he would have been like lost without her. Like I'm getting more like finally some verbal, just emotional debriefing of what Fisk feels about Vanessa. It's about damn time. What?
I am better than I was.
Yeah, I am better at it.
The cadence.
He's so good.
Because Vincent D'Onofrio doesn't talk like that in real life, so I know he has to like make his voice raspy like that, but then to like pivot to like choking up in that realm, it's very well done.
Very well done. Every time I'm just like, man, Vincent, what like gem of a casting there. Like, man, what a great gem. All three of them, Charlie Cox, Fisk, and Bullseye. And Vanessa's fantastic too. Her actress is amazing.
Yeah.
This show never, you know, misses with the main cast members from the Netflix series.
Don't forget Cherry.
Yeah.
We did.
We did. He was also one of our weaknesses. I think I mentioned him, but yeah, he's just a storytelling device now. It's unfortunate, but he's
not even. He's just kind of, I guess, for like Matt to bounce stuff off of. But he's just like, "What are you doing, Matt? You gonna ruin your life again? I'm not gonna be a part of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna check on. I'll be back in 5 days.
Yeah, I'll check on you. It's like,
what are you doing, Matt?
We could have had a good thing going. He's a Gordon type in a Daredevil world. That could have been so cool.
I like what he was doing, getting involved in episode 3 when he was like doing the switcheroo. Like more of that.
That was cool. That was great.
But for some reason, they don't want him to do anything to help Matt.
Yeah, like when Matt became Daredevil, that's when Cherry has to pull out or something. It's weird. But anyways, when I was a boy, the rabbit in the snowstorm.
When I was
but yeah, Vanessa, like finally understanding where Fisk is coming from, seeing like he wouldn't be like, I think there was a line where Fisk is like, I'm not me without you, something along those lines. It was very sweet and endearing.
Without you, I cannot be.
I cannot be. I was like, okay, Shakespeare ass out of here.
And it was Vincent also confirmed on Twitter that the visuals of him in all white and Vanessa in red was mirroring the rabbit painting with the blood stain.
Got it. Interesting.
That was cool.
Love that. But then, guys, Vanessa being the one to single-handedly kill the Adam storyline, genius.
So it felt like, as a continuous narrative of the Adam storyline, not great. As just like, hey, we're going to stop the storyline now. Okay.
Yeah, right. The storyline's dead and gone. But especially like, it's not Fisk being the one to kill Adam. That would have done like nothing. Vanessa being the one to kill Adam, especially in context of like the reveal at the end of the episode. I'm like, that makes even more sense. She's like, this is a figment of the past. This is a figment when I was in control, when I was running things, and there have been some shady stuff that Fisk was not aware of. Adam was one of those things that Fisk was not aware of. Dead, gone. The Foggy thing at the end of the episode, I don't think Fisk was aware of that. So then, Bullseye, dead and gone. That's why he was moved to Gen Pop, like taking a lot of action into her own. We saw that throughout the season too, like when she killed off Luca, figment of when somebody who adored her but not Fisk. Luca, dead and gone now. Vanessa has been secretly throughout this season now, taking moves to both protect her and now Fisk. I think she does really like Fisk, and that was never in jeopardy. But the season wanted us to believe that because it was showcasing so much of the whole Fisk and Vanessa storyline. I'm surprised Adam was still even functioning after that beating he got from Fisk episode. Yeah, right. He should have been. That's when he should have died. But like, okay. I thought he was dead until Nathan on podcast said like, oh, he's like twitching at the end. I'm like, oh, okay, he's still alive. But yeah, like Vanessa pulling the strings at a lot of interesting parts throughout the season while still maintaining a loving and endearing relationship to Fisk really was a great, storytelling part of this episode. Because again, I think I just never really bought Fisk and Vanessa having struggles this season. The show wanted me to believe they're having struggles, but then the Luca scene happened, and I'm just like, no, they're not having struggles. Like, she killed Luca for Fisk. So it was just a very weird back and forth. I just never really bought it. I didn't know why they were arguing. That's why I didn't really buy it. I didn't know the origin of their qualms. The show didn't really go to enough lengths for that. So instead of that, by having Vanessa kill Adam, that was just cool. We're done. We're out of here. So I like that a lot. And then moving Bullseye to Gen Pop, I thought that was Fisk's plan, but it was Vanessa's plan, as it turns out. It was an interesting move here. Weird that happened so late in the season, but again, I think this is just the messiness of the season is just like this, just following up episode 1 and 2, basically. So yeah, Bullseye moved to Gen Pop to get him killed off. Matt kind of ruins the plan there. But yeah, in general, that was really smart. And then the end of the episode, like Nathan, she's the one who helped Bullseye target on Foggy. Let's break this down. That was a very smart. I just love the idea in general. Very smart. I didn't see that coming at all.
Right. Either.
But most of all, like, why? And it seemed to be. So did Bullseye know Vanessa was the one that set him up to kill Foggy? I'm not sure if they made that clear. I don't think they did either, but I think he did. Right.
I would think, but based on because I watched the scene twice, based on the framing of the shot he was taking, I think. What?
I said, of course you did.
Okay. Well, I'll recap. Someone. Anyway. Oh wow. I was based on the framing of Bullseye aiming. It really seemed like he was aiming for Fisk because he wouldn't have missed Vanessa willingly.
No. Yeah, but Bullseye never misses. He's definitely aiming for Fisk, which makes sense. He was after Fisk because he thought Fisk was the one that was trying to kill him, and it was like payback, of course, the betrayal angle of it all. It was just interesting that he was out for Fisk and Matt in that sense. He tried to kill her at the end of season 3. Bullseye tried to kill Vanessa, is what you're saying?
I believe so. Yeah, because I think for revenge against Fisk killings with the woman Dex loved.
Yes.
I also forgot that apparently Vanessa was the one who put the hit out on Officer Nadim in season 3.
That was Vanessa?
I guess so. I had to reconfirm. That's what I was hearing going around.
You lost a recap. Yeah, that's interesting. That's okay. Wow, I forgot about that too. A lot of season 3 things I didn't know. Draven mentioning how Vanessa, or you mentioning how Vanessa was targeting Bullseye's girlfriend as well. I just thought he was after Fisk because I just remember that Fisk kind of betrayed Bullseye. I just remember that.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't think he would work for Fisk.
Yeah, so that's why it was so surprising. That's why it made a lot of sense that he was just out for Foggy, the trio in general, because he just wanted revenge against them for taking him down. Yeah. But so the idea is Vanessa did that against Foggy. But the thing was that like Matt was saying how Foggy was celebrating because he had won a case against, is it some random case, I think? And he was out celebrating, and then somebody hired Bullseye to shut him up. So was the case that Foggy won, is that related to what Vanessa was doing in any way? And that's why she killed Foggy?
I don't know. I was seeing a theory go around that based off of the end of season 3 of Daredevil, where Matt had that stipulation with Fisk to keep him and Vanessa separate. That since she ended up taking over as like a way of getting Fisk back, into the crime world and everything, that she could kill Matt, Karen, and Foggy, and then just be done with it all, and then they could just like be at peace with their criminal empire.
Yeah, move forward. That could work as well. Like Matt and Foggy, then was the biggest hurdle with her being together with Fisk. It just I think episode 10 has a lot to, not a lot, but just like explain. Like I get it, Foggy was winning a case, he had to be shut up, but what does that have to do with Vanessa? And I think so Matt narrows down on Vanessa. How again? He says because she was the one in charge at the time. Is that how?
Well, Vanessa and Fisk are she's starting to talk to Fisk while they're dancing, and Matt's overhearing it. But Fisk wants to talk in a more private area, and that's how Matt's starting to get everything to fall together with like the way she's acting and the phrases she's using. As he puts it together himself. That's when he intercuts with the dance. Hilarious scene. And then he presses forward and basically gets his answer.
Yeah, because she kind of like is in shock that he figured it out. Her face like kind of tells it all. So yeah, again, I'm just looking for more clarification on why Vanessa specifically wanted to kill Foggy, and if Foggy's case that he was going to win before he died, if that had any relevance to what Vanessa was trying to do. I haven't rewatched the episode, so I haven't recollected that scene. Thank you. I've been busy. So that was interesting. But overall, great reveal. I think that was just smart. Again, smart storytelling, because this whole season we've known that like Vanessa had this power. She lost it. Fisk now has the power as a mayor, but the criminal empire has been a bit of an entanglement. So it's good to see things like clear out now. Vanessa and Fisk on the same page. Fisk sharing secrets to Vanessa at the beginning of the episode, and Vanessa failing to tell Fisk the big secret at the end of the episode was pretty cool too as well. They're not fully on the same page just yet, but by the end of season 1, they're going to be in lockstep more so than ever going into season 2, which is exciting. I think so, at least. I don't think they'll kill off Vanessa in season 1. That'd be tragic if they do. I'll be very upset to kill Vanessa next episode. Bullseye coming in. That was just a great series of events for Bullseye. The whole blue symbolism, like we're looking at the blue rose, and then the blue rose becomes the idea of just like embodying a lot of the visual direction for his character ever since that scene in this episode. It was very cool and interesting.
It's Bullseye's comic colors.
What?
It's Bullseye's comic color.
Just the full-on blue?
Yeah. He usually wears a blue and white costume. Like many a time, we'll also see Matt engulfed in red, like at the very end of this episode.
Yeah. I was thinking of the symbolism of that. I was like, is it just a comic book thing, or was like the blue rose symbolizing like the freedom? He wants that freedom. Pretty both. But yeah, it was just a gnarly scene of him escaping the prison with the whole tooth and then the scissors just flinging it. That was just so cool. Yeah. And then at the end of the episode, just a whole setup there where the looming threat of him kind of kickstarts like the whole messy entanglement, and then along the same time you get Vanessa and Matt figuring it out, and it's just so well done.
Yeah.
So I just love
Yeah, you have to imagine. It's because it kind of seems like the event starts while he's walking out of the prison. So, like, how close proximity is he? I think he's on
Yeah.
like Rikers Island, so it's not too far.
Yeah, he drove there, got an outfit, same size as him. You know how it works.
Oh, he definitely just killed someone. He doesn't care about leaving the body at the scene. He just goes.
Yeah, he just kills and just keeps on walking like he owns the place. Like that's bullseye for you.
That's the danger too. Is like, yeah, you may know it's me, but like you can't touch me.
You can't touch me. He's too.
Which is another thing. Is like he was getting sewn up, and I was like, why are his hands out? Why'd you let this happen?
That was weird. I'm just like, why do you need his hands to be untied while you're stitching his mouth or something? Like what are we doing here? Because he can still tie his hands back. It was just so funny that he had his hands tied, like he was like Powerplex or something, like some kind of superpowered being that he needed his hands tied. No, he just throws things fast. That's why his hands are tied.
He can spin them fast too.
Yeah. It's insane. It's crazy. Yeah, they should just like sew his mouth shut and his arms shut. Just
Hannibal Lecter him to the fullest.
Right? It's so funny. He's definitely gotta be dead next episode. Please. Like kill him off. He'll be back.
He'll be back next season. He'll get the full comic accurate costume.
Oh man. It's never ending nightmare.
He's gotta fight Hawkeye, which honestly would be a better pair up in power quality.
Yeah. I mean, Daredevil fighting him is always still fun because
people have suggested, like, just based off of how he is in the comics, like Bullseye should just pop up in everything because he's just the worst person in the Marvel universe. He is like the biggest asshole to everyone ever.
Oh yeah, it will be so much fun. I still think him and Matt are a great matchup because like Matt has the ability to sense where things are going.
Yeah.
So like he knows like the direction, so he's able to quickly dodge or parry, etc. A lot of Bullseye's attacks.
He can ricochet his own stuff too in the right direction if he's precise.
So it makes for a very fun scene. The whole office scene in Daredevil season 3 is just a peak example of that.
Yeah.
So what else here? I like what Fisk is doing here. For the past couple of weeks, we've mentioned what is Fisk's plan for this port. He has like this port. He got in trouble by it by Daniel's mistake, but he still was like getting through the red tape of it all. This episode, we see him kind of untangling that red tape by talking to a lot of the high donors who earlier in the season had a lot of doubts by Fisk. They were like, if you need us, I mean, not even if they were just saying like, you need us, Fisk. They're kind of like mean or, like holding over Fisk their power. Like if you want to get reelected, it's on us.
Yeah.
We saw a reversal here. Uno reverse card.
Full blackmail.
Full-on blackmail. Where we see the return of Swordsman, and he's mentioning how Swordsman activities were like, if that gets out there, that's pretty bad or whatever. Swordsman didn't seem too upset by it. He was kind of like mutually assured destruction. He's like, okay, whatever. But he was also clearly threatened by it too. So
for sure, but he's not gonna break easily, which I respect.
Yeah.
I like to see where that goes forward because
me too.
Based on how he was in Hawkeye, like by the end, he was actually seemed like a really chill person. So
I want to talk to you about that. He seems like a chill person, but this series is making him seem a bit more nefarious. I don't know.
I think it's just like he has to play the room that he's in because we only saw him like 2 scenes in conjunction with those other aristocrats, right? So he just kind of has to like play the field. That's kind of how I view it anyway. I don't think he's in like trying to like alliance criminally with Fisk, more so just like he's functioning business like with everybody because when you're like at that high level of billionaire, you're going to work with some shady people through things. But I think he's probably all right. Because he's still a vigilante on the streets. So
yeah, but in general, this was a great sequence of events where Fisk is just using this big celebration. What was it, like the anniversary or something? I forget what the celebration was for. The white ball. I forget what the celebration was for, but
right.
Either way, he's celebrating and he's using it as cover for him to blackmail the rich donors in order to get support. I think he mentioned how the private donors have to match the public donors or the public. Fisk can only do so much. And I think it was just a good showcase of Fisk using his political acumen to push his nefarious methods. What the port is going to be used for, we still don't really know. But I'm curious to see if that is also revealed in the season finale. It could just be another location
for Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom. It could be a location for the what was that gang in the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show? Fuck.
I don't know what their names are.
I forget their names, but like they live in the shitty, shitty like factory. It was hilariously bad.
Tombstone's here, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm working for Tombstone. No.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I also there was like a couple weeks back, Vincent was saying for legal reasons he's not allowed to appear in movies.
I saw that too.
Spider-Man, and I'm hoping he was just confused about like Spider-Man can't appear in TV. I hope he was just on that wavelength because they were talking about him going in a Spider-Man movie. Because I don't see why they couldn't. Because Matt was in a Spider-Man movie. That was fine.
As far as we know, that shouldn't be the case. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully that's all. That's all.
I feel like they just don't want to use him in the movies right now, as much as we want him to be.
I'm sure they will, especially if we see like how things, if there is even a wrap up on this vigilante task force. Because, I mean, even if Punisher does end up taking them all out, if Fisk is still around and still mayor, he could just make more.
Yeah. But yeah, Punisher. We'll get into that in a second tier too. But yeah, so like we have Fisk constructing his building. Vanessa, what is she really? Why does she want to kill Foggy? That could be explained some more, unless I'm just forgetting something. So those two things are the lingering questions, and also Nathan, will Matt survive? No, I'm kidding.
Well, no.
No.
Yeah, it hasn't seen Matt come back from the dead.
Yeah, Matt's been hit a lot of times, and I don't think that was a kill shot. It was like right above the heart. It still hurt a lot. It was like
still on that side.
It was like right above his heart, right here. The camera's mirrored, but
the doctor now, motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, I always look at that shit whenever I see like a stab wound. I'm like, is that a kill shot? Like, okay, no, it's not.
I'm always like looking at him like, pledge allegiance to this side.
Remember we had to do that in elementary school? At least I did. That was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's still weird. I had one friend who was like, he didn't have to do it, I guess, because of his beliefs, and I was like, oh, cool. Hey.
So yeah, so Fisk and Vanessa need some explaining to do next week, but it's still very good. I like the idea of the direction of their storyline. I like where it's going. I was engaged with the talks, the back and forth. What else do we get here? BB Urich in the Commissioner. Great scene from BB Urich. I mentioned earlier her arc is saved. I just wasn't really compelled by a lot of her scenes. I like some of the clips that we've been seeing throughout the season, but her as a character, I'm just like, man, her father, grandfather, whatever, uncle was such a compelling character in season 1. Just a very wise, experienced reporter. His scenes with Karen were so good. BB Urich, she's not doing it for me. She has some interesting scenes with Daniel, but it's just like party scenes and talking scenes. But this one, I was really engaged with her talk with the Commissioner, especially in contrast to Heather here. BB Urich is much more informed about who Fisk really is. She took an L last week by basically bowing down to Daniel when Daniel pressured her to like support the task force. So she took an L there. But this week she's like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not being pushed over. And she's talking to the Commissioner, who's also kind of like pushed over by the task force in the previous scene. He's kind of that was crazy. I cannot wait for that task force guy to die so much.
I really hope makes it personal with that guy.
He full on Novocaine, put the guy's hand in a grill. That wasn't good. But yeah, Commissioner's like, I fucking hate these guys. And BB Urich kind of pressuring him, being like, so were you the one who started this task force? He's like, hell no, I wasn't the one who started this. This was beyond me. And she's like, okay, would you mind explaining more about that? Like their origin. He's like, I got files on all these motherfuckers. I'll give it to you tonight. I'll email you right now. I'll forward it to you tonight. And she's like, cool, deal, bet. So I just liked that entire sequence where she's coming, and it was just her being like, yeah, I wrote that article about the task force, but and he mentions like, do you know your father, your uncle? was the leading suspect was Fisk, and she's like, yes. That's where I sat in my seat, like, okay, we're getting somewhere
like
now.
good.
Yeah, good, thank God. So she's informed. She knows. We've been known that she was anti-Fisk, obviously, but like this one is giving more context to it that is like desperately needed for her character.
Yeah.
So that was just a great back and forth scene. I've always had a cool thing with the commissioner. The guy was a good actor. I've seen him in a couple of things, and it was just a good back and forth from two people who need to be against this task force because they really just hate the task force. They're like the Team Rocket. The lines are drawn, exactly. The lines are drawn against Team Rocket / the task force here. But yeah, unless I'm missing anything, what else was cool from this episode? I just like Matt's arc. We haven't really got into it yet, but Matt's arc this episode, it was a good pressure builder. I think is the right word for Matt. He's getting a lot of pressure from his girlfriend not believing him. Bullseye moving to Gen Pop. Not getting enough. He fought Muse, but then like his girlfriend nearly died. So it was just a lot of like pressure building on Matt.
Yeah.
He got into Daredevil, but then like he's not getting support from Cherry. He's late to work. Like a lot of pressure is just constantly building for Matt. So I'm really feeling
the client.
What? He blew up the client as well. That was like it's just a lot of pressure. He's feeling lost, and I like that scene that he was having with Kristen, where he's just like, I feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not. I gotta go. It was really good.
I liked the little micro details as well throughout where he's not committing 100% to the blind bit like he should be. Like he's very like absent-minded with his cane. Like he just walks out of Josie's bar without the cane. He just like slams it on a tray on a waitress going by while for him to start dancing, just cutting. It's so somebody was tweeted was like, if somebody cut in my girl and it was a blind man who made eye contact with me.
Baller. Matt giving zero fucks. Yeah, the slow motion shot and people the gif of like Fist like so good. Like,
the confidence of Matt to be like, yeah, here's how they'll be fine.
Yeah, wild.
But also, like she is very oblivious to everything.
She's oblivious.
She doesn't know about the Matt side. I think he genuinely was about to tell her that night, but because Matt's on a manhunt mission that night. He doesn't matter how things are turning out. He's going to confront Fisk, and he believes he'll get the truth confessed out of Fisk, even though he didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah. So it was just really cool, really really cool stuff.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, but yeah. So in general, Matt's arc about the pressure building, him coming to the realization about Vanessa, it was just all emotionally well done. And yeah, like you really all that building up when Bullseye mentioned like you take a bullet or would you risk your life for the people you defend or whatever, and then seeing that play out at the end of the episode where he like basically saves Fisk's life. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. People have been confused by that, but I wasn't really confused by it. I was like, Matt hates Fisk, but he's never going to let Fisk die. Like,
I honestly really like the like small details of Fisk, like the back in like an episode or two ago when Matt was seen as Daredevil again and word got back to Fisk. He almost seemed kind of happy that the old status quo was back, and the visual, intentional or not, when Matt gets shot, Fisk catches him and he is like bewildered, but like he is like holding on to Matt. He isn't just like instantly dropping him. I'm just like, huh? what does it mean? No. They will die for their women.
Is there any Fist Matt stuff on AO3?
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know what the fuck the age gap is, even though they're both like 40.
But yeah, I could see that. I could see that. He was upset, but he's also, I could see that, happy as well. Like the status quo is back. Okay. He's glad to just be ruining Matt's life again. He's like, okay, cool. Now the gloves are off. I can ruin Matt's life again. Cool.
I would wonder if there is like a Batman Joker dynamic of like, well, without the Batman, life has no punchline. Without Matt, what am I to do? Just boring old mayor.
And I was thinking like this episode, like, man, is Fisk doing all this just to ruin Matt? Like the whole Vanessa thing, or not, the whole Heather thing, like invasion of privacy to his home. That was like Fisk, like, putting his what out there to Matt. And then Fisk pulling the string with the bullseye. I was like, oh, is Fisk really just trying to ruin Matt's life again? A la Born Again? But no, it was actually half of that was Vanessa, which makes it all the more interesting. But yeah, again, the bullet, Matt knew where the bullet was going, and he's just not going to let Fisk get killed like that. He's had numerous times to kill Fisk, and every time he doesn't do it. It's like, that's not his way. So takes the bullet for Fisk. But moving on to next week, spoiler alert, Matt is fine. I'm curious about like the time gap, because that is a bullet wound. It's like you can't just walk out of there and be like, okay, let's track down Bullseye. So I'm like,
it's a John Wick 3 situation, baby. We got to run against everything.
All right,
20 seconds, Doc.
The Keanu Reeves walk in the rain. So good. But yeah, so I'm curious, are we gonna get like, because Bullseye is still in the rafters, like if this was Call of Duty, match down, Bullseye's like, okay, let me just do a kill confirm.
I'm like, go again, reload. You didn't have one shot in there,
right? Just reload and kill Matt now.
Terrible sniper if that's all they brought.
So that's very funny. But so I don't know if we'll get like a seconds later sequence or just like a couple of days later. I'm not sure.
I hope it's like Matt consciousness going in and out around the panic. I want to see that point of view.
I can see that.
There's a theory going about that the season finale is going to maybe tee up Fisk putting out allegations into the public that Matt is Daredevil to expose him. I think it may, because, or I don't know, because there's like, just based off of like some season 2 set photo stuff, there's like some Matt Karen disguise pictures.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. It could work, but like that completely ruins the lawyer storyline, doesn't it?
Maybe not because that is a storyline in Daredevil comics where it's publicly accused that Matt's a Daredevil, and he goes on a full campaign to clear his name.
In Born Again, though, right?
I'm not sure which one, but also they did Born Again last season, didn't they?
Right. So I'm like, I thought we were past
3 seasons of Born Again.
Oh no!
Is this season even Born Again? That's the question.
Not really. It's not. But I think it's not Born Again, but it's full on Marvel Homecoming bullshit where it's like he's born again on Disney Plus. Yeah. It's a play on the revival.
Well, okay, yeah. Posit the question to you. Do you think by the end of the season, Foggy's alive?
I hope not. I hope so, and I hope not. I hate when shows do this. It's been 10 episodes now. If he was alive, show me the episode afterwards. Don't spring me along for 10 weeks thinking how bad of a decision it was, and then be like, well, he's alive, guys. I'll just be like,
it's Foggy with an even
a bigger beard. But yeah, I'm just like,
I think it's just Matt's gonna be pursuing both Bullseye and Fisk while Frank takes on the task force, because I genuinely believe, like, even though Matt is, for the most part against killing, I think he's allowed Frank to operate as he does, and I genuinely believe Matt is so fucking over the lead asshole of the task force group and the rest of them that he's just like, I don't need them. They're terrible people. They killed Hector. Like, Frank, go off. I don't care. I gotta deal with this, and Frank gladly will.
Yeah. I don't know. Right now, it's like we haven't seen Matt have a big priority against the task force. The task force is like a big hurdle, but he's never been like, okay, my mission is to attack the task force. It's mostly been Bullseye.
Yeah. It's just like a chess situation. Like the task force is the pawns, but you got to get to the king and queen.
Exactly. So I think he's gonna realize, in order to get to Fisk, I just had to burst through this task force, and that's when he says like, "Hey, I need some help." Punisher's like, "I was waiting for you to call."
Red.
But yeah. So, but where does Bullseye get into that mission? I just don't know. Does Bullseye just dip and then it's like days later then he disappears, or are we getting Bullseye versus Punisher versus Daredevil?
Can you imagine if Matt and Dex had to team up to take on Fisk and Vanessa? That would be insane.
That wouldn't.
But you would love it. It's your favorite archetype.
Matt would never do that. Matt would never team up with Dex.
But if it's reluctantly.
No.
But isn't that your favorite when a villain and hero reluctantly team up?
Yes. When I liked the villain, I love Bullseye, but he did a character I love to see like turn. You know, like Kylo turning. Oh, that's good shit. Zuko turning. That's some good shit. Bullseye is a maniac. He's not turning for the sake of like
Voldemort and Harry team up. You would never want.
Never. Yeah. It's like that. It's like Beatrix or Voldemort teaming up with Harry. It's like that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Because like, why does Daredevil need Bullseye's help to fight Fisk? For what? Fisk is like what 350? But Mac can box that. Anyways, so great predictions. We obviously know we're getting Punisher and Daredevil. Oddly enough, we've seen clips of that in the early trailers. It's just weird thinking that's the finale, but that's Marvel trailers for you. But yeah, we know like they're in some kind of hallway fighting cops. Goku and Frieza teaming up, good shit. I wish I watched Dragon Ball.
Yes,
but I think they teamed up. I believe you, Draven. I'm trying to think of a Naruto team up with the Naruto and the villain. When Gaara turned, Gaara and Lee teaming up, that was lit. Orochimaru and Sasuke teaming up in the Fourth Great Ninja War, that was lit. Let me see here. Yeah, when the evil team teams up, it's kind of cool. Itachi and Naruto teaming up at the end. Itachi and Sasuke teaming up. Anyways,
you and that billionaire fuckboy. What's his name?
In what show?
I think so.
Is that in what show?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh yeah.
Kaiba?
Yeah, Kaiba and Yugi. Billionaire fuckboy. That's hilarious.
Is he not?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Kaiba and Yugi teaming up against, what was the name? Pegasus? What was this guy's name? Man, Yu-Gi-Oh is my shit though.
Let's watch Yu-Gi-Oh.
Let's watch Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah.
I started watching Cowboy Bebop today.
Oh, good. Classic. Love that show.
Classic. I'm loving it. I'm only like a couple episodes in, but I love the vibe with Spike and Jet.
Spike is such a great character. But okay, it seems to be Kaiba boy. Kaiba boy. Oh man, that line had
not all boy.
None of that boy. Yeah. Kaiba boy, that's hilarious, Draven. You get it. But yeah, let's move on because all we have is theories. But yeah, Punisher and Daredevil teaming up against the cops. That's never happening. Daredevil and Punisher versus versus Bullseye will be interesting. Will Bullseye die in the finale? Maybe not. Is Foggy alive? Again, I'll be happy if Foggy. I'll get over it. I just think it's bad storytelling to have him get killed, have us be sad about it, and then just pull the cover and be like, "Well, he's alive, guys." It's just like, then why be in the first place? Like,
could that be an old show situation?
It could be 1,000%.
Because I think they were all
no.
Weren't they all going to be dead?
Yeah, they were.
So like if like a lot of the middle, I would imagine since a lot of the stories revolved around a dead Foggy at the very least, that the showrunners coming on the first episode was like, all right, let us tee it up so that we can like through line it, but at the end we'll let it run through the season, but then we'll fit things like we actually want to.
Maybe, yeah.
It's not the same as like approaching again like the Adam Vanessa stuff. It's like, all right, whatever, but let's just like stop it.
And we know Foggy's back next season, but we all thought like flashbacks. So we'll see.
He's back next season.
Wasn't that revealed? Like, did the actor reveal like he's coming back next season or something? Am I going crazy, guys? We talked about this.
I don't recall hearing that. I know Karen's back and she's on set. There's a plot spoiler about Matt on some flyers on set right now, which I want to say.
Oh, interesting. Foggy season 2, Daredevil Born Again. Like, let's see here. I'm trying.
I guess you could say your memory's a little foggy.
Don't do it. Fuck, Nathan. Why'd you do that? That was too easy. You shouldn't have done that. Yeah, Eldon Henson, the actor, confirmed to return as Foggy in Daredevil. I thought.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see where it came from. Without going to spoiler territory, I will say that both Deborah Ann Wall and Eldon are coming back for season 2. This was said by what's it called? Brad Winderbaum, the producer.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he reviewed it. He works for the show. But again, I just thought the creative team was just talking about flashbacks. Because again, I just wanted to see the big three. For 7 years now, we've just been waiting to see the big three again, and we never really got that besides 10 seconds. But yeah, we got to move on. Already 10:43. Let's go through some trailers. Do you have them lined up, Nathan?
No, my computer's a hazard right now. If you could do it,
I'll do it.
I'm a liability. Jordan said, "There's some rumblings that Jessica Jones might appear next season. I would like it.
I would love it. I don't think anybody would hate it."
Walter White might.
Wow.
Wow.
My dad stopped watching Breaking Bad after that scene, by the way.
I understand.
He was like, "Yeah, this show is not for me." I'm like, Dad, grow a pair.
Dad, El Camino is here now. Doesn't change anything, but you get some closure. Which one is Evan starting with today, ladies and gents? But of course,
drumroll please, Tron ARES, because Evan is the biggest Jared Leto fan out there.
Yeah, he was your favorite part of Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, easily the best performance in that movie. He wasn't, but I'm kidding. He's
Suicide Squad. Come on.
You got beef.
Was that a line?
Yeah, he's like, "You got beef with me." I remember the word beef.
Oh, with Common?
I think you're talking to Common. Yeah.
Common's the most random pop up in any movie.
He's good in John Wick 2. I like his.
Oh, absolutely. I like him a lot there.
You working, John? Yeah. Yes. So good.
Sorry to hear that.
Sorry. Go watch our John Wick 2 commentary. We said to do John Wick 4.
I don't think wait for the next movie.
Or could wait till 2026. But okay, here we go. Tron ARES. Tron Born Again.
Unit 12 acknowledging dispatch. Already in pursuit.
Is it good for you?
Yeah, we're good. Man, that's good.
I'm looking for something.
I still don't know how I feel about the whole Earth
something I do not
connection.
Understand.
But whatever.
Yeah. I like the interaction with the tech. Yes. My favorite thing I'm going into for this movie. Seeing Greta Lee.
Look how massive the scale is. Very crazy.
Yeah. This looks fun.
The visuals, oh my gosh. And the score, dude. Look at the score.
Good score. 9 Snails.
Evan Peters.
Hey. Wow.
This is wild.
Ready?
Cool.
Was that Jeff Bridges?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Because there's no going back.
I forget who's Jeff Bridges play. I need to watch Tron Legacy.
He's in the first Tron as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. I still need to see both of them.
He's in the first Tron?
Yeah, and I still need to watch both of them. I want to do commentaries for those.
Yeah, Draven, Daft Punk is back again. You could say
they
Daft
reunited.
Punk is born again.
No, unfortunately, they disbanded as a band, so that's why they're not back. Otherwise, they definitely would have got them.
Isn't this Daft Punk? It's not.
No,
Who's doing? Oh, it says 9 Inch Nails. Okay.
I think it's gonna be a mix. Like there's gonna be a composer, and then also Nine Inch Nails is doing in collaboration with like the whole soundtrack. But yeah,
Going crazy. Composer, Tron ARES. Who's the main composer though?
the Mark Mothersbaugh.
It's 9 Inch Nails. It's just 9 Inch Nails, right? It's just them.
It's so cool. I mean, hell yeah. Good logo.
Oh, Reznor and Ross.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Or is Reznor and Ross working? Are they 9 Inch Nails? I don't know.
Maybe. Wow, I'm so out of the loop.
Yeah. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, better known by their stage name 9 Inch Nails, will serve as composers. Okay.
Right on.
I'm old, guys. I don't know these things.
They present me a band name. I know the band name.
Right. So yeah, 9 Inch Nails composing and soundtrack. So yeah.
It's like the craziest concert for 30 Seconds to Mars I've ever seen.
Oh, nice. I like 30 Seconds to Mars. The best thing ever done.
For sure.
The Kill, great song.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, greatness. But yeah, I'm still hesitant on the whole Earth Tron collision. It's just, just give me Tron in the Datascape, please.
Right.
That'd be really cool. But yeah, we definitely should watch the OG Tron movie. I would love to do that.
Yeah, and Legacy.
And Legacy.
So I haven't seen it.
Oh wow, you have not seen Tron Legacy?
Somehow.
Holy shit! I feel like that's like a film fan's wet dream.
I think I was like, all right, I'm finally gonna watch it. I started the first 2 minutes. I don't know what happened. I was into it, but I think I got sidetracked by something in life. And
yeah, I mean, the movie is a notorious part of me and my friend's childhood because it came out. When did this movie come out? It came out during the 3D craze.
2010.
2010. Yeah. Yeah. Post. What's it called? Alice in Wonderland. In 2009 and 8. But like, we got the 3D glasses.
Yeah.
And we get there, and before the movie starts, it says, just an announcement. An announcement comes on the screen, and it says like, a lot of this or parts of this movie will not be in 3D. And we're like, huh? We paid $4 extra, and parts of this movie won't be in 3D. What are we doing?
Which is common practice, is it not?
So I was like, when do we take off our glasses? When do we put on the glasses? It was stupid. It single-handedly made me hate 3D moving forward.
If it's really 3D, I think you'll be okay just wearing them because I think it just has the normal.
It just has the weird look. Yeah, I think I just put them on and off. It was weird. People were trying to like, yeah, there is some uncanny de-aging.
Yeah, I think I have seen bits of that. I'm pretty forgiving with dated effects personally. I don't mind them because I'm so used to the natural progression of them, and I always revisit old movies with dated stuff. I'm fine.
Yeah, barf.
What?
Barf.
Barf. You named my life's work. But Jake Gyllenhaal is like too good to be just one movie. There's no way. Why would you kill off Mysterio? How did you not bring him back? I'm irate right now.
So yeah, Tron ARES I think it's going to be fine. I'm not expecting the best from this movie. Jared Leto is a protagonist. Like Jared Leto, contrary to like his out of work craziness, like I think when he's in movies, he's best in what we see in like Blade Runner or even in the Joker. Like he's good as a supporting character.
The little things.
What?
The little things.
The little. It's the little things, Jimmy.
Little things, Jimmy. Little things that make it fall apart. I don't know what the fuck he said.
Yeah, movie's not good.
That's what I'm seeing.
Denzel is cooking though.
I mean, what is has Denzel ever phoned anything in? Even if he does, I don't think you could tell.
I don't think you could tell. He never does.
That's a problem.
That was the first movie I saw that year. What was it, 2021? Post COVID or in the middle of COVID.
You gonna go see The Amateur?
What?
You gonna go see The Amateur?
My dad wants to, but not like he's out of town this weekend, so I think I'll stick with seeing Warfare and The Drop. But yeah, let's move on to the next one here.
You do Predator or
What should I do? Predator. Let's take Predator for last. Let's do Mission Impossible.
okay.
The one I've watched a lot by now. I hope this makes all the money, guys.
Same.
Competing with Lilo and Stitch is tough work, but
Yeah.
maybe they can split the bag.
Oh, I'm sure. In fairness, so even if like a Disney film is like underperforming, they'll just they'll tone back to like usually like one premium showtime, just because they're contracted to have one. But otherwise, they tend to like.
Well, Mission Impossible does have IMAX for 2 weeks, I think.
Right on.
I think so. It definitely has it for its opening weekend.
Then it will at the very least like split Dolby with Lilo and Stitch.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
A comment from Draven saying, I think I started to hate 3D whenever the glasses made it hard to see what was going on the screen during the dark. That's the issue, is like they're like sunglasses essentially, and they just, your whole color range is tinted.
I just hate it as a glasses wearing person. It just never fits comfortably on my face.
You sound like Josh.
Well, we do have glasses.
I wear glasses. They make them big enough to fit over.
It's not comfortably. It's like I notice it when I'm watching a movie. I'm fidgeting with my glasses. I don't want to fidget when I'm watching a movie. I want to be locked in.
Okay. Maybe we'll get 3D contact lenses from James Cameron.
Please, James, save us. Anyways, Tom Cruise, save us for cinema masterpieces. Here we go. Dead Reckoning. Or Final Reckoning, sorry. Here we go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you start over?
Sure. Let me go back.
Yeah.
Are we locked in? Are we good?
I think we're good, yeah.
Oh, okay.
This can't all be true.
This can't be true.
Every word.
What has he done?
Oh boy.
CIA Black Vault break-in.
Mission Impossible 1.
Right on.
Ghost Protocol.
The bomb was actually meant to kill him.
I was meant to kill him, actually.
What?
Passed a security briefing.
But hasn't Ethan been proven right every time?
Months ago.
Yes. I was like, hey, he did that to save you guys.
Handcuffs.
I didn't know Nick
Still
Offerman
not
was
clear
in this.
ways here.
Oh, yeah. Nick Offerman. Yeah.
If we want to bring
Some
the
others.
world back from the brink,
We need this guy. He's our Superman.
with him. Should he
Literally.
choose to accept?
Smart people
That
on
key.
every side are close to panicking.
We seem to be working with them straight from the jump. Hannah.
What exactly is
Right on.
It's a meal check.
your plan?
Severance.
Right on. Not the entity. No! They got him! What?
Looks like he's willingly putting it on. It's so fascinating.
Yeah.
Your team has been betrayed, Ethan.
Ethan!
All your secrets compromised.
More palm. I love that.
Yes.
Everything you are. Everything you've done.
Wow.
Great montage.
I hope the light the fuse is just every movie.
That would be awesome.
Aircraft carrier.
You gave him an aircraft carrier.
Oh, fuck. Ah! It's a real destiny.
For the sum of our choices.
I can't wait.
This is your calling.
Peak cinema.
Your
Oh,
destiny.
yeah.
I have no regrets.
If Luther dies, guys, I'm gonna be bawling in the theater.
No deaths.
God
I
damn.
need you to trust me. One last time.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Oh, my God.
So many great callbacks. There was a knife to his neck, kind of like symbolizing the knife to his eye in Mission Impossible 2.
Right on.
So many great like physical fights, the water sequences. They just revealed how in Rogue Nation, the water sequence, which I love that sequence. They were unsatisfied with it, dissatisfied with it, and they feel like they could do better, and they did better with Final Reckoning's water sequence. that we see a little bit in the trailer. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that shot where he's running off the air carrier into the water, I'm just like, give me that right now. That shot looks so incredible.
That seriously does sound like when James Cameron's making the second Avatar, and like everybody was blown away by the first Avatar in 2009. He's like, oh, it could be better though. Like I have to develop new technology to make it the most realistic, and then he did,
right?
And oh my god, it's even better.
It's fascinating. Also, like some great supporting characters in there. It just looks like an auteur blockbuster. Sinners is coming out next week, and they're saying it's Coogler's best. And then Mission Impossible. This could be Macquarie's best movie. We have Avatar at the end of the year. It could be James's best Avatar movie. It's hard to beat Titanic. But like. I'm just so excited for these auteur directors making great, once in a lifetime blockbusters.
Yeah. Still waiting for Kool-Aid.
It fills me with so much. They're making the Hershey's movie.
Yeah, I don't know. See, it's funny because everybody, I don't know. Like every time they announce like a brand movie, everyone thinks it's going to be like anthropomorphic brand, but my brain always goes to like the Tetris movie or like just like based on the making of the brand. That's where my brain always heads to first, logically.
That
could be
the Tetris movie with
Taron.
Wasn't there a bad Tetris movie that came out with like the other people? What was that called? With what was his name? The guy from what am I thinking of? I don't know.
You know Pixels?
I'm thinking of Pixels. Yes, that's different. That's different. Thank you. I was blinking completely. Here we go. Predator, Killers of Killers. So last year we found out that they were making a hidden animated Predator movie. We didn't know what it was going to be about, but Dan Trachtenberg is coming out later this year with Predator Badlands, which I'm so fucking excited to see. I don't think we talked about it, but like they're doing, we talked about it off air, but like on air, they're doing a CinemaCon sneak preview in theaters. Maybe we did talk about it already, but like this is one of the films I'm excited to see because it's only going to be for 2025 movies. And at CinemaCon, they said the Predator Badlands footage was some of the most exciting stuff they saw, just in terms of the visual language, the visuals of it all. So I'm really, really excited to see that. But yeah, Predator, Killers of Killers. This animation style looks like right up my alley, guys. I'm so hyped. So here we go. Here we go. We good?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay. Close enough. Welcome back, Arcane.
Right? Is this Fortiche animating the stuff? They have hunted.
Oh. Give me a Xenomorph, please. I dare you.
World War II?
Cool.
The Deadliest Warriors. Is this like some kind of samurai shit?
Yeah.
June 6th, right around the corner. Oh shit.
Damn.
You are old enough now.
So you
it's time I tell you.
Getting different eras here.
Monster.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Woo.
Damn. Oh my god. Damn. It's on a ship.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
We must kill it.
Interesting.
Or it will kill us all.
Oh, it looks good.
Vikings. I love that so much.
Oh.
I'm like, don't go invisible, you bitch. Fight me man to man. That was a cool cut. Oh shit. Oh wow. This is like air warfare with a Predator ship? Oh my god.
Never seen that. Never.
Wow.
What?
pulled him out of his ship. That's fucked up. That's wild.
I don't know if it'll beat any the other animated movies, Evan. I think this is the winner.
Wow. Let's watch this again, guys. If somebody pulls me out of my ship, just kill me, bro. That's wild.
I think you have died at that point.
This is some sick shit. Good point. That's so cool.
Disrespectful. No.
That's extremely disrespectful.
I don't even think he catches him onto the ship. He just like bye.
Yeah, he just like you're just red spray now. You're just a blood stain. Goodbye. That's awesome. Like I would never think of that because Predator. You think of like we see what else in the trailer, like the fight scenes or whatever. But like an aerial fight in World War II with a Predator ship. Like, come on, that's so cool. Yeah, let's see the Predator go get some red tails. How about that? He'll get his ass kicked.
Predator in Dunkirk.
Predator in Dunkirk, yes. Nolan's like, I have an idea.
Tomorrow has to stay in the air for 3 hours with the Predator.
That's so cool. I love this is because I only watched like the first part of this trailer, so I didn't see anything that came after that.
Okay.
Yeah, this whole samurai fight sequence is lit.
Boom.
That's a cool transition. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome, guys. This is awesome. I like this. So Vikings, ancient Japan, and World War II. Very unique styles there, showcasing a lot of different parts of the Predator lore. So yeah, the ship in World War II, the fighting in Japan, fighting in the Viking era. That's awesome. It's gonna be cool to get that dichotomy too, because Predator Badlands, our Predator is gonna be the protagonist and the hero of the story, the underdog of the story.
And that'll be in the future.
Yeah, and in the future. So yeah, I'm still hoping Predator Badlands ends with like a connection to Alien Romulus. That would be the best. Plot twist ever. I think that's all the trailers. Am I wrong there, Nathan? Let me see. Tron, Mission Impossible, Predators. Okay, that's it. So yeah, let's run through some other stuff here. Nathan, wait, I'm on the wrong screen. There we go, full screen. Nathan, Robert Pattinson in Dune Messiah, Dune 3.
That's my son. That's my boy.
My son.
My Lisan
We gotta watch Dune Part 2. Actually, we have to do that.
Yeah.
It is coming out next year, presumably. There's still no firm release date, I don't think. It just still says like legendary WB event movie for December 18th or something.
It's Prisoners 2.
So yeah, this is big because we all know the unfortunate delays that have been happening with Batman Part 2. Matt Reeves' personal life, something's happening, and the script is just taking a long time to cook. I still think the Batman Part 2 will happen. I don't think this has any indication against the Batman Part 2, which is, as we know, is still set to film at the end of the year. Dune Messiah is filming apparently from June till the end of the year. So there is room for Robert to film his scene throughout the summer, fall, and then go right into Master Wayne in the end of the year.
Master Wayne.
I killed it.
Oh, yeah.
You did okay.
I found it.
So yeah, I still think there is still time for Cook. Again, it's coming out in 2027. So I think Batman Part 2 is going to be filming from like end of the year into 2026 for sure. But yeah, this is very interesting. I have not read Dune or Dune Messiah. These books have been collecting dust in my room. I'm so sorry as a Dune fan. But I do plan to read it this summer, or at least this year before Dune Messiah comes out. I'm very fascinated by that lore. And apparently our friends Edgar and some people on the internet say he could be playing the antagonist by the name of Scytale or something. I don't know. Somebody who is I think politically or nefariously against Paul, which is not.
Sounds like the hero to me.
Yeah, but I'm saying it doesn't sound like a hard thing to be because given the ending of Dune Part 2, Paul's going down a darker route. And I'm still so fascinated to see Denis really craft this not anti-hero, but just like a descent to darkness kind of character.
Corruption of the mind.
Corruption of the mind. Denis' characters have always been very complex, obviously.
Yeah.
But they've never been like a bad character to follow.
Right.
And I think he pulled off a great hat trick in Dune Part 2 with such a compelling character arc for Paul, where he starts off, wanting to truly, genuinely be the savior. But by the end of the movie, his actions speak louder than his words, where a lot of his actions are changing the fate of the of his people. I forget what they're called now.
The Fremen.
The Fremen, thank you. For the worse. One of the worst scenes is like when the Fremen are burning the Emperor's people. It's just like that's not what they do. The first movie, like they're using it for water. It's like, why are we wasting that? But it's just a change in their a change in their agendas based off of what Paul's their religious zealotism towards Paul. Anyways, Dune Part 3, Robert Pattinson playing the villain. Again, I can't speak more to it because I don't know the character, but Robert Pattinson playing the villain, he's having a fantastic year. He is WB's boy. Like, man, Mickey 17, regardless of the box office, Mickey 17 working with Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah.
The Batman.
Harry Potter.
Potter, obviously. Was Twilight WB? What brand? What studio?
That was Summit and maybe Lionsgate.
Maybe Lionsgate. But like, yeah, this guy has been working with some of the best talent recently. So it makes a lot of sense that he's continuing to work with WB and Denis, especially. Everybody would love to work with Denis. And let's just look at guys. Tenet. Look at this cast: Robert Pattinson, Timothée Chalamet, Florence Pugh, who's going to have a bigger role than Dune Part 2. Anya Taylor-Joy playing grown-up version of Timothy's sister. Rebecca Ferguson. The return of Jason Momoa. How is that going to come across? Like, that's craziness. And then, some other people.
Zendaya, probably.
Zendaya as well, in a smaller role, but she's in the movie. Maybe not a smaller role. I'm not sure.
Or amazing ladies.
Yeah, the ladies of this universe. Denis, you lucky man. You're working to work with these great talents. I'm so excited. And I still think like Dune Messiah coming out at the end of the year next year is going to bode well for the Oscars. Dune Part 2 got done dirty because it came out too soon.
Done dirty.
But yeah, I'm so excited. So that's Dune Messiah. Last of Us season 2 is coming out Sunday.
Right now.
Sunday. Right now. It's not right now. Early release. Oh shit.
Fuck.
Oh shit. But Last of Us season 3 already announced. Let's fucking go.
Let's do it.
We all knew this was happening. Given the reaction and the reviews, right now it stands at a 92%. I think a bit lower than the 96% from season 1. But either way, I've heard a lot of positive things. I've heard some criticisms, but I'm very excited to see the changes. As a huge fan of Part 2, I am going in expecting a lot of changes, necessary changes. I love the game. I love the format of the game. Small flaws here and there, but I love the game. It's one of my favorite experiences in gaming ever. Doesn't exactly work for the TV show. So I can see if they end where I think they end, I'll just say auditorium shooting. I'll just say that.
I'm just happy.
That's kind of a weird ending for season 2. So
a little bit, yeah. I'm just happy we're gonna get to see Seattle Day 2.
Me too. LA Seattle Day 2. That's going to be incredible to watch.
There's going to be 6 seasons, and each season's a Seattle Day.
Yes. Yes, please. I'll eat all of it up. Imagine the filler.
They go to like they do like a whole other like pre-fall of society episode.
That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind that. Like getting one episode about like the origin of the wolves versus the Seraphites.
That'd be
Like
cool.
that'd be really cool. So yeah, I think if they end halfway through season 2, I think some audiences are going to be turned off by that. I might be turned off by that. We'll have to wait and see how they conclude. Because you know me, guys, I want to see, even if there is a part 2, we know there's going to be part 2. Season 3 is technically season 2 part 2. I just hope season 2 ends on a solid ending for that season, and I think it should, because season 2 is basically Ellie's story. It's going to be her story. Season 3 is going to be more so Caitlin Deaver / Abby's story, with Ellie, of course, sprinkled in the middle and especially at the end for Abby.
How long the game is the dinosaur in space exhibit?
That's pretty earlier than people expect. I think that's Seattle Day 2 scenario, or like post Seattle Day 2, I think, before Day 3. I think.
Do we get young? Well, that is in this season, right?
Yes.
Do you think that's the end?
No. Because you have to end on her feeling betrayed by Joel.
Do we get young Abby in this season?
No. But we do see her by the grave in the trailer.
I think we at least get her point of view at the hospital.
Yeah, we do. We have to get her reasoning for why she did what she did. For sure.
Is that the thing? Is like that reveal the ending of the season?
What Abby's like reason?
Yeah, like we start off like Abby did this. Oh my god, don't like Abby, and then you see that point of view. It's like
I see what you're saying. It could be. I'm trying to think. When do we figure out? Yeah, I think the whole hallway stuff with Abby is during Abby's storyline. It is. So like that's after Ellie's storyline. Like
is that after the theater?
It's after the theater. Yeah,
okay.
It's like you should have just walked away, and then we cut to Abby taking care of the deer with her father. We go into the hospital. The zebra. Thank you.
Because what the fuck?
With Joe and Owen. Owen's like, oh, somebody just arrived at the hospital. Could be somebody important. And then she's like, see you, Dad. Dad never came back. So then we cut to the hallway scene. So yeah, so they are putting that earlier on than it is supposed to be in the show. That's already a change. So that could be a finale. Because I think there should be an air of like, why did this woman do what she did? Like, what happened? And she'll say it to Joel, but like, you know. Anyways, I hear the season is gnarly, emotional, gut-wrenching, heavy, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like the game to me. So I'm just super excited. Again, season 3 is Last of Us Part 2. If they do start filming this summer, which according to like Production Weekly or some kind of source, whatever, there is a chance it could film this summer into this fall, which could mean we could get a late 2026 release. I think that would be smart. Given the way season 1 ended in like April 2023, and we're just now getting it in April 2025, 2-year gap. That's the name of the game for HBO. But I would love a yearly release, or at least back to back for this season in particular, because again, it is part of the same storyline. It is back to back, so I would hope it can go to this year. But I saw another source that said like Craig Mazin is like working tirelessly on. He worked tirelessly on season 2. He might be exhausted to do season 3 back to back. So we'll see, because they are doing press right now, and summer's right around the corner, so that's a very quick turnaround. So we'll see. I hope it can come out next year. And then fantastic. Oh, Mummy casting. They casted May. What's her name?
Anasea.
May Anasea, yes. May Kalamawi. I butchered her last name, but she was in Moon Knight. She played the girlfriend in Moon Knight. She'll be cast. She'll be casting Lee Cronin's The Mummy, coming out April 17th, 2026. They cast another person named May in The Mummy too, right after her casting got announced. But both of these ladies are Egyptian descendants, just Egyptian ladies. And I love that a lot. Lee Cronin going for some authentic casting for the Mummy movie. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
I forgot Lee Cronin was helming this.
Yeah, Lee Cronin, who last did the latest Evil Dead movie.
Right on. That's always exciting. I also forgot the Mummy movie at all was happening, but with this team, this cast, that's quite exciting.
Super exciting. I just the Mummy's one of my favorite probably my favorite Universal monster movie. Or
Brendan Fraser, at least.
Yeah, the Brendan Fraser one, and it's just like my favorite Universal monster character. I think Dracula is still Dracula. Then
Frankenstein's pretty great.
Solid.
I'm partial to the ideas of a Wolfman.
Me too. I need to watch like an actual good Wolfman project. I have not.
I want to check out I still haven't seen it. The Benicio del Toro, Anthony Hopkins Wolfman that came out like around 2010. Emily Blunt's in it too.
Oh, I have not seen that either. So this is very exciting casting for the Mummy. But let's leave off on Fantastic Four. You said Fantastic Four updates had some good stuff to summarize it. Let me see. Fantastic Four updates. There we go.
They got quotes from each actor and from Matt Chapman.
Cool. There we go. I found some stuff there. Let's go to the one. Let's see here. They didn't just use motion capture for Galactus in the first step. We built an entire costume for him. We've done a lot of photography testing to figure that out. That's crazy to me that they didn't just use motion capture. That wouldn't have been bad. Motion capture is used they got for Thanos and the Hulk. But
this is really cool though. Like the idea of like the physicality picked like photographically captured. Very cool.
I like that a lot.
Also did like my reference for the costume itself.
Yeah. Let me bookmark this. I could probably just show it on screen as well because I want people to see these images of the Fantastic people. Give me a second. Oh, I just liked it. Whoops. Where's my profile? But yeah, I like these images. They're really authentic to the Fantastic Four people. Here we go. Let me share this. Boom. We're here. But I think the more I read from this movie, man, I'm like, this movie is going to be so special. So special. I think we're going to get some good stuff here. Are you sharing it?
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, I did the bottom one here. Let's move.
We'll see your bookmarks, you sick fuck. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah,
Evan, straight up, looking at Johnny and Sue, those are siblings so much.
Yeah, they really captured. They look like twins. They're not twins though. Sue is older, but like they look totally like siblings. I like this a lot. It looks authentic, which is just crazy. It looks really cool.
Totally.
I like the designs, very 60s, but not our 60s. It looks perfect.
Yeah,
they really nailed this. Very cool designs. Casting was the number one challenge for this film. It wasn't just a search for who was the best Ben, who was the best Johnny, but also who was the best family, who was the best married couple, who were the best siblings, and the honorary uncle. So it's been very gratifying to see the incredible chemistry that the four have had since the beginning. This is great stuff. It's just crazy. Remember the whole Fantastic Four journey with casting guys? Like Vanessa Kirby was like an early get, but like Adam Driver was there for a minute. Like, man.
Poor Emily Blunt kept getting pestered for years.
Emily Blunt got pestered for years, exactly. I don't know if we had any Ben Grimm casting, but people really hopped on board with Eben instantly.
For a second, Daveed Diggs was in conversation.
I do. Great remember there. Great memory. Daveed Diggs would have been great as well, but yeah.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I saw you talk about this one as well. The Johnny Storm quote here.
Yeah, calling out incels.
Yeah, he's a man that leaves a lot of bravado, which can be a front sometimes. But he's also funny. Myself and Kevin Feige were speaking about previous iterations of him, and where we were culturally. He was branded as this womanizing, devil may cry guy. But is that sexy these days? I don't think so. This version of Johnny is less callous with other people's feelings, and hopefully there's a self-awareness about what's driving that attention-seeking behavior. I love this. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like, guys, like I don't think he's totally disparaging Chris Evans' take on the character.
No, which is probably like the people are complaining is like that's all they saw ever. They didn't
Yeah.
like, actually read Johnny's character.
Yeah. Or they're just like, upset about like, oh, don't hurt the things we love.
And like, is Johnny a troublemaker? Yeah, for sure. Attention seeking, and he's a hot shot, but also he cares. He's never
He
like
does care.
not like a cold shoulder.
Yeah, like this guy cares a lot, and I like that where that last part here. We'll see what's driving that attention-seeking behavior. I like diving deep into Johnny's like, why is this guy like always wanting to be the center of attention? That part's going to stay there, right? Like he's going to be the hot shot kind of character. That's just who he is. But like, what's driving that? That's interesting.
Yeah, and this is also going to be like a really interesting dynamic because this is the first time, like, not only is it the first time we're going to see Reed and Sue on screen as parents, but this is the first time we're going to see Johnny, the uncle, stepping into a role like to be kind of a figurehead to a young generation of the Fantastic Four.
I think Joseph Quinn is just a great get for nailing this iteration of the character.
Absolutely.
He's a great actor. Stranger Things, great in Gladiator Part 2.
Quiet Place Day 1. I really love
Quiet Place Day 1. Yeah, Quiet Place Day 1 is the best example of like the emotional layers that he can go. For sure. Reed and Sue, if he is the most scientifically intelligent person, then she is the most emotionally intelligent person on the planet. Between the two of them, they're building an idyllic society. Great costume design for Sue here. Really love that. Really
I like this idea. It's not like written in a way that's like there are two opposite sides, so they don't really like click like they should. It's more so like they're just like two halves of a greater whole.
Agreed. So yeah, I love these two. I love the costume designs, great casting, and like you said, Nathan, they're two halves of the same whole. I'm really excited to see like this whole married couple dynamic. They were married in the second Fantastic Four movie, but then they had their issues. But I can't wait to see this work out as parents too. For Sue, I've always been interested in this mess of femininity, and how can you be both? How can you be all the things, not just a tough, invincible, powerful woman, but also a mother who gives birth, which is itself a superhero act. I love that these characters are real humans in a messy family who argue and try to work it out and get things wrong. I love that quote. Like, this isn't just an idyllic family, as much as they want to like probably portray that. Dinner every May at 7:00. But they are messy. They have their own issues, like every other family in the universe. If you played an exact 60s Sue today, everyone would think that she was a bit of a doormat. So figuring out how to capture the essence of what she represented to each generation, where the gender politics were different, and embody that today was one of the greatest joys of this. Basically putting Sue like, in the modern era while still embodying somebody who lives in the 60s. It's a bit of a juggling act. But I can't wait to see it. I think Sue is the most interesting character going into this movie. I can't wait to see what she gets into.
Same.
And the powers already are very cool and visually different from what we've seen.
Yeah.
Ben Grimm from Eben. Jack Kirby wrote this character of Ben as a bit of an homage to his father and to the streets that he grew up on. I'm a New Yorker, and I've spent a lot of time on Essex Street, on Delancey, on Clinton. So it does feel like home to me, and the production did a beautiful job recreating that. It was so cool to walk down and see the hat cellar, the fish cellar. I was shocked that we were outside of London because it fully felt like the Lower East Side. I had to do that. Sorry.
You say
East Side. So
What's the-
I'm excited to see Eben as Ben, and really honoring Stan's beginnings.
yeah.
Yeah, Marvel, if they can film in London, they're gonna film in London. It's cheap.
Yeah.
Matt and I, from Vanessa Kirby, Matt and I were really aware that there really hasn't been a mother with a baby in these superhero archetypes have been getting. One of the things I love from Sue's history is when she becomes Malice and all her dark stuff comes out. Whoa, has she been playing Overwatch? Not Overwatch, Marvel Rivals?
A lot of the replies were like, "She knows about Malice." Oh shit!
That is deep.
Careful.
That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. That's exciting. Kevin Feige gave her the comic book.
It's like if like Famke Jensen's interviewing for Doomsday and is like, "Yeah, fucking Goblin Queen." I was like, "What?"
oh, shit.
Go on.
Yeah. So like, look at that sweater that Reed has on here. Great sweater game.
I love that. Evan, could we get a nom for production design?
I think that's on the cards. I think Black Panther got it. I think that was the only one so far from the MCU. Because Ruth Carter's costume design is incredible. But
yeah, because this isn't just like adapting like another World War II era. This is like a retro futuristic 60s that's like inspired, but its own thing.
For sure. Sue is the head of the Future Foundation, working to achieve global political peace and first steps. Cool. Makes sense.
Right on.
They're all about getting peace. I like this new costume from her. That a turtleneck?
I think so. I had a positive thought, Evan. The idea of Galactus coming. We had like kind of had the theory of like, man, what if they have to abandon the world and go to the main timeline, and like, what if they end up losing in this? But what if it's less that and more so? I just randomly was like considering, what if this movie introduces the idea of the negative zone, right? Like maybe Reed finds a way of discovering that to trap Galactus within there, but then they also might have to. They get trapped themselves.
I love that. That'd be cool. Because I think like we always talk about like, oh, the world gets destroyed and they move on to the next world, but just like that's so sad. Like they've been trying to achieve all this peace and stuff. They got to get a win while also losing themselves too. So that'd be good. Trapping themselves also in the negative zone.
Maybe if that's the case, maybe like I'm sure we know Doom ends up getting into the fold somehow, but like what if Robert's Doom is of their world and like the Fantastic Four is gone and Doom steps up in that world and makes progress forward?
That would be crazy. That would be really cool. Like, hey, they're gone. I'm here. And to save his world
out of the way.
and to save his world, he has to, become Doomsday as well.
Yeah.
Or God Emperor Doom. Pedro says Galactus is a scale of threat which Reed has never experienced. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Even if the smartest man in the world is awestruck by a being that outdates his understanding of time. Yeah, kind of. We were talking about kind of out of their league here with Galactus. Like, how do you possibly fight something like that?
I have to stop Galactus and be a dad.
How do I do that? Pedro said it was intimidating bringing Reed Richards to life because he wants to make people happy with his adaptation. He says, I relied on the people that I was around to hold me to the experience and help me get through it. They're all scary because you really want to make people happy, especially if it's something that's widely known with particular expectations around it because you want those expectations to be met. You also want to be authentic to yourself so that it can be the best that it can be for anybody who wants to be entertained by a story and travel with us into this world. That's a whole lot of nothing.
That's something.
But I understand his nervous sentiment. Because the way I read it when we got cast was like, I don't know if he was like one of the first choices. He's a great choice for the character, but like, it does seem like something that maybe he was struggling to accept, but he signed on anyways. It's just kind of the vibe I got throughout all the chaos.
It's like, even though there's been other Reed's casts, like those films kind of had like a shaky reception. They're never 100% received. So, they're hoping that this one really hits the mark the highest and that he knocks it out of the park. It's got to be similar to how Toby must have felt in 2002, right? Like, because there was no like real big theatrical Spider-Man before him, versus Tom and Toby, or Tom and Andrew going in. It's like, well, I was a fan of the last one, and I was a fan of the last two. Inspired by them.
For these, like, the last ones have been, not the most well received. The first one has been like, oh, we like it now kind of thing. But still, it is very interesting, him coming into this character, leading a group of people that has just not been well received, and trying to embody that, like they've all have said throughout this interview, try to embody that, make people happy, but put it in like a modern setting while also being in the 60s. It's like, it's a very difficult thing to grasp. And if this is big, this is going to be a big franchise. So that it's big for Pedro, who's already in his 50s. Like, he's going to be with his character for the next 10 years, maybe. So
let's go stretchy digi-double.
Right? Which we still have not seen yet, which is wild. I don't think we've seen.
Honestly, it's getting me more excited for when we do get there. I'm excited to see like how expansive it is.
Yeah, maybe next month in the next trailer. But that's it. That's it. And it's time for me to watch some anime. But yeah, this was a great episode. Again, I'm so happy that Daredevil Born Again is born again, back on track. I'm excited for Fantastic Four. I'm excited for Predator. Mission Impossible, obviously. Tron looks interesting. So yeah, great episode. We'll be back next week talking about Daredevil. Actually, I don't know. I'm leaving for Japan. We'll have to work out the schedule there.
Oh, damn.
So we might have to wait.
What day are you flying out?
Wednesday morning or Wednesday, I forget when.
You heard him, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday night, live watch of Daredevil Born Again finale.
Get right into it. Honestly, I don't know. We could
hop on camera, cue it up, commentary.
We could do like a late Tuesday stream, maybe.
I want to commentary live TV.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I know.
But yeah, so we'll work that out. Because Last of Us. But most of the time we'll be talking about Last of Us, every other week or every week on this podcast. But yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, Harris EV9. About to watch Windbreaker on Crunchyroll. It's a very fun anime. But yeah, a lot of fighting in that. I've been reading a lot of Star Wars books. And Celebration is next week. So yeah, we'll try and squeeze in Hyperspace Hype if we have time. Talking about Celebration, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Nathan, where can they find you?
You find me @Time Blazer, making a show called Time Blazer with co-star and creative consultant Evan Harris.
Playing Ben, who was born again. But not really. He's always been there.
Always been there. But
always been there from the jump.
Lawyer.
Better than Better Call Saul. You heard it here first.
No, I think so. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to like, subscribe and already, ring the bell so you don't miss coverage on all things film and TV. And that being said, hope you have a great day. Catch you guys next time.
Goodbye.